Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post, powered by the Serum Institute of India in association with the Delton Casinos. I am Mandira Lalwani. First up on the show, all the racing action from Mumbai.
The J. Robinson Plate on April 2nd saw 5 3-year-olds enter the parade ring for the contest to be run over 1,800 meters. The Dallas Dodiwala trained Imperial Heritage was coming into the contest on the back of a second place in the R.J. Kola Trophy over 1,400 meters on March 13th and would be looking at going one better this time out with S. Zerwan in the saddle. Like Imperial Heritage, the Narendra Lagat trained Auriga's Tiger was another who had placed in his previous start, the Red Buttons Plate over 1,600 meters on February 21st. And would be looking at giving it his all with a step up in trip. He would be ridden by Dashrath Singh. Covert Action trained by B. Prakash had run 4th the last time out in the Midday Trophy over 1,400 meters on February 14th. And with P. Trevor partnering him this time out, would be looking at shedding his maiden status.
Into the straight, Snow Crystal about length and a half in front of Imperial Heritage in second position. Then comes Covert Action, who's gone for the stick. A length for the back test, Synchronicity and Auriga's Tiger on the wide outside with about 300 meters more to run. And it's Snow Crystal now being challenged on the outside by Imperial Heritage. Then comes Auriga's Tiger in the Covert Action with about 150 meters more to run. Imperial Heritage from fast finishing Auriga's Tiger on the outside. It's Imperial Heritage from Auriga's Tiger and Covert Action, but Imperial Heritage pulls the surprise.
Didn't fancy the horse much. He hadn't showed much form earlier on. We just tried him over a trip and told Zerwan to be up there. He travelled well, and turning for home, the opposition was all scrubbing. I thought we had a decent chance, and he came and delivered the goods for us.
Imperial Heritage caused an upset as he landed the race with 1.5 lengths to spare over Auriga's Tiger, while the favourite Covert Action had to settle for third. Next up was the KM Munshi Trophy, a Class 2 race to be run over 1,000 meters. 5 horses faced the starter for this one. Golden Bell, trained by Dallas Dodiwala, was coming into the contest on the back of a win in the Serum Institute of India Trophy over 1,000 meters on February 28th and would be looking at continuing her form with Yash Naredu partnering her once again. Merchant of Venice, saddled by B. Prakash, had run 6th behind Golden Bell in that race and would now be looking at reversing the form on her with T.S. Joda on his back. Dallas Dodiwala had another runner in Ravello. The 5-year-old had run 2nd the last time out in the J. Rustamji Supariwala Trophy, Class 2 over 1,200 meters, and would now be looking at claiming top honours with S. Zerwan riding him.
Incencio on the outside, and they straighten up for home. 400 to go. Ravello still in front, about a length and 3/4 in front of Golden Bell in second position. Then comes Maleficent. Then towards the inside is Merchant of Venice, and Incencio is in the rear. With about 300 meters more to run, Ravello is now being challenged by Golden Bell coming up on the outside, and this should about a length in front of Merchant of Venice coming through the middle. Maleficent on the outside with about 100 to go. They're in a line now with Golden Bell now being strongly challenged on the outside by Merchant of Venice, but it's Golden Bell who holds on. Golden Bell wins this one from Merchant of Venice. Ravello is third.
She was very well positioned, and I was quite confident that she would win the race because she was behind Ravello, who was our stablemate, and we knew we'd get the better of him. We'll see now. Let's take it by the how much penalty she gets, and we'll see how she's taken the race. Maybe a late last season or maybe in Pune.
Golden Bell, she's a very game filly. She's won 4 times, all 4 times with me. She's done nothing wrong with me. She gives her heart out in the race, and she's really superb to ride. When she jumped out, she was so comfortable, and she made me feel comfortable. She was so relaxed. I had a feeling that I'm going to win the race at the 800 meters itself.
Golden Bell handed her master his second victory of the day as she romped home to claim the race by 1 1/4 lengths over Merchant of Venice, while Ravello was in third. One race later, the Ahmed Rahimtoola Trophy saw 11 3-year-olds line up at the starting gates for the race to be run over 1,200 meters. The Faisal Abbas trained airlift was making his first career start and had the market backing him to make a winning debut with P. Trevor on his back. Double 9, trained by No Share Kama, was making his second career start here. He had run 5th the last time out in another maiden race for 3-year-olds, the Gulam Vahanwati Trophy Division 2 over 1,200 meters, and would be looking at improving on that performance with Jay Chinoy holding his reins. The Narendra Lagat trained Rock in Rio was coming into the contest on the back of his second place in the Running Star Plate over 1,200 meters on March 17th, and would now be looking at claiming top honours with Dashrath Singh in the saddle. Philadelphia, trained by Dallas Todiwala, was making her debut here and would be looking at making a favourable impression with A. Sandesh partnering her.
As they enter into the straight, they have a little over 400 to go now, and it's Philadelphia on the outside, El Tycoon on the inside rail. These two are ahead, and Rock and Rio also showing a lot of paces. In the center, there's Airlift followed by Mustang, Double 9 and the others inside the last 300 meters there, and Rock and Rio gets the measure on the inside rails. There's a Mustang, then there is Airlift followed by El Tycoon and Double 9 going inside the last 200 meters there. Rock and Rio by about 3/4 lengths from Philadelphia, and Airlift coming up with giant strides on the outside in the last 100 meters. Airlift goes past Rock and Rio. Airlift winning this one with Double 9 finishing up second.
I think Trevor rode a brilliant race. He gave the horse all the chance that he wanted, and he switched the horse on the outside at the right time and made the move. And I think the horse responded very well. I think in the last, when he started moving in the last 100 meters, that's where it felt it was all over. Let's see now how he comes back from the race, and then I'll have to consult with the owners, and we'll decide whether we want to run him again or pack him up for Pune.
This was a maiden race. Horse is for 3-year-old, and my horse was running for the first time. So he was not really quick out of the gates for early part. So I had to ask him for a couple of strides and to get him on the bit. Later on, once he came on the bit, he ran a little bit like a mature horse, well coming into straight. The moment I came to straight from outside, the horse came, blocked me, which my horse didn't like. So I had to pull him out, come from outside. The moment I showed him the daylight, and he showed his turn of foot, and he won well. I didn't thought at that moment that I'm going to make it. The moment I pulled him out, because that was his first run. So on that moment, it's very difficult to judge a horse. So the moment I pulled him out, when he shot the daylight and started moving, that time I felt, yeah, he can make it.
Airlift lived up to his favourite status as he charged home to put his head on the post. Double 9 was in second, 2.5 lengths behind, while Rock in Rio was in third and Philadelphia was fourth.
Time now for a quick break here on the Winning Post. When we return, it's with the Karl Umrigar Trophy, so stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching The Winning Post. Staying with the Mumbai races, we now have the Karl Umrigar Trophy and the Godrej Properties Turf Championship.
Karl Umrigar was a jockey loved passionately by many. No other jockey made quite the impression that Umrigar did. As a 19-year-old during the 1978-79 season, Umrigar had doubles and trebles on every race day, eventually winning 54 races with 33 seconds, 22 thirds and 17 fourths. Just one day before he was to be crowned champion rider, the young Turk met with a tragic accident on the track he loved most and succumbed to his injuries, cutting short a career that would have been the stuff of legends. It is in honour of this bright young spark that the Karl Umrigar Trophy is run each year. The race is open to maiden 3-year-olds and is run over 1,400 meters. This year, 8 3-year-olds came into the parade ring. Celestial Light, trained by Imtiaz Seth, had run 7th on debut in the NM Irani Trophy over 1,400 meters. He would now be looking at shedding his maiden status with Jay Chinoy in the saddle. The Malaysian Redu trained Fury enjoyed the maximum share of support from the markets. She had placed second in the MD Mehta Trophy over 1,000 meters the last time out and would now be looking at clinching top honours with S. Zerwan holding her reins. Kings Canyon, trained by Vishal Gaikwad, was making his debut here and would be looking at P. Trevor to make up for his lack of experience. Kookaburra, trained by S.S. Shah, had run 7th the last time out in the Running Star Plate over 1,200 meters and would now be looking at improving on that performance with T.S. Jodha in the saddle.
King Canyon comes in on first from Captain is in second spot. The Fury is making a forward move. Celestial Light is improving nicely in between horses after that is right of colours. But King Canyon is still the leader. Celestial Light is the one galloping strongly up on the outside. Fury is fallen back in third, but it is going to be Celestial Light on the centre of the track. Is a length and a half in front of King's Canyon. After that is Fury is warming up far too late, but Celestial Light, it's going to be from Fury. Celestial Light makes it from Fury. King Canyon, Cockabura.
Well, he ran a beautiful race and I was expecting him to win. And he did it. Last 200 meters, I knew he's going to win. He should repeat the performance. It all depends on the company, but he's a good type horse.
Filly who's had a one start, and in that start she had run with some very good company, and after that she had a little setback, mended her, and this race I had no choice but to put up Jay Chennai, who had a very good race. She jumped and sat good in a good position, and it is done his best to win.
Celestial Light caused an upset as she charged home under Jay Chennai, holding the favoured Fury in second by 2 3/4 lengths. King's Canyon was third, while Kookaburra was fourth. The feature race of the day was the Godrej Properties Turf Championship Group 3, run over 1,800 metres, open to horses 4 years and older. 4 thoroughbreds entered the parade ring for this one. Leading the pack was Costa del Sol from the Shroff stables. The colt had run 7th in the Indian Derby and had to settle for a disappointing 5th in the Invitation Cup a month later. He would now be looking at getting back his winning form over the shorter trip with P. Trevor on board. Joining him was Colombiana, trained by Manish Naredu, who had run 2nd in the CN Wardia less than a month ago and would now be looking at going one better with Suraj Naredu holding his reins. Imtiaz Seth had a runner in Remember Me, who was coming into the contest on the back of a 3rd place in the Hyderabad Race Club Trophy over 2,000 metres on March 20th. He would now be looking at improving on that performance with Neeraj Rawal on his back. Rounding it up was Shivalik Showers from Kuji Katrak's yard, who had run a disappointing 9th in the Indian Turf Invitation Cup. He would now be looking at replicating his form from his last 1800-metre race, the Maharaja Jivaji Rao Scindia Trophy Group 2, which he had taken home. He would be ridden by A. Sandesh.
Shivalik Shah has fallen back, then comes Remember Me. With about 250 metres boat run, it's Colombiana has now been caught up with by Costa del Sol on the outside, and these two are battling it out well clear of Remember Me. But going in the final 100 metres, it's Costa del Sol from Colombiana fighting back. Costa del Sol, Colombiana on the inside. May have just got Costa del Sol. Very keen finish here. Costa del Sol and Colombiana, but Colombiana rests back the issue, and on the wire it could be.
I say I've been very lucky with the Godrej housing this group race. I have won twice before with Manyata and today again with Colombiana. Of course, Colombiana had a good form and the distance was definitely in my favor. Costa also is a very good horse, which I, of course, for the race I was a bit worried. And the 3 kilos was the difference, which he fought it out, and I'm quite pleased with his win. No, it was a small field, 4-horse race, and the strategy was just to sit well up because 3 kilos difference was there, and to make a first run, and Suraj did exactly what needed to be done. And in a power finish, I think Suraj was a better hand, and we are happy.
Costa del Sol and Colombiana battled it out on the home stretch. It was neck and neck between the two, but Suraj Naredu dug deep and Colombiana responded to his urgings to land the race by just a short head. Remember Me was third, while Shivalik Showers was fourth.
Time now for a quick break here on the show. When we return, we analyze what exactly it is in California Chrome's pedigree that makes him such a champion. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on The Winning Post. The champion of the Dubai World Cup, California Chrome, came second last year, but this year he redeemed himself. We take a closer look at his pedigree.
What can be said about the horse that hasn't already been said? His story is a classic rags to riches tale of a thoroughbred who doesn't boast a great pedigree and yet is a horse with great allure and character. He is a living, breathing racing testament to the adage that is often forgotten. A good racehorse can come from anywhere, and sometimes when you least expect it. The colt came into focus as soon as he won the California Cup Derby by a whopping 5.5 lengths as a 3-year-old, setting in motion the script for his success story. California Chrome is by Lucky Pulpit out of Love the Chase. Love the Chase was bought for an $8,000 sum by the colt's owners. As a racehorse, she was a nervous filly who couldn't keep weight on. She ran 6 times and won on her 4th try in a February 2009 maiden claiming race at Golden Gate Fields.
Love the Chase from Fool Me Once for Salka.
She was retired just 2 races after that, both last-place finishes. Lucky Pulpit, California Chrome sire, was retired to stud after his only start at age 5, a second-place finish in a race at Monmouth Park in New Jersey. Lucky Pulpit won 3 out of 22 lifetime races, losing his last 7 straight. He'd briefly been on the Kentucky Derby trail as a 3-year-old colt, but resounding losses in a pair of California prep races ended those thoughts, and a breathing problem relegated him to sprint races. His unimpressive record intact, he was sent to stud at Harris Farms. In spite of this average racing record, when the 2 horses came together, they created magic in the form of California Chrome. To understand what makes California Chrome so special, besides his amazing temperament, one would have to dig deep and go way back in his family tree. Lucky Pulpit brings some rich blood to the equation. Lucky Pulpit's granddad was AP Indy, the 1992 Horse of the Year. AP Indy's son Malibu Moon sired Orb, winner of the Kentucky Derby 2013.
Onto the wire, Orb has won the Kentucky Derby for Shudmagee.
AP Indy's father was Seattle Slew, winner of the 1977 Triple Crown. And the immortal Secretariat is one more generation back in the ancestry. Stamina, one of the key ingredients in a racehorse's success, can be found in California Chrome's Dams line, which boasts the likes of Mr. Prospector. She has a Rasmussen factor in breeding to champion numbered account through her son Polish Numbers. Talent skipping a generation is not entirely uncommon, and this seems to hold especially true in the case of California Chrome, whose short-winded dad and edgy mom produced a racehorse who won 2/3 of the Triple Crown and reclaimed glory at this year's Dubai World Cup.
But it's California Chrome in front. It's alchemy in Dubai. Chrome turns to gold. California Chrome wins the Dubai World Cup.
And that's all we have time for on this episode of The Winning Post. Remember, if you've missed anything, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. And until we see you next time, may the horse be with you. Goodbye.